Now, you mentioned there that it's reasonable to have faith in God. Could you share some good reasons why it's reasonable to have faith in God?
Well, the first one is that it comes from science, actually, that I'm a scientist, and scientists have certain things that they have to believe in before they can do science. And one of them is the fact that you can do science, that the universe is rationally intelligible. Well, where does that come from? Well, for the pioneers of modern science like Galileo, Newton, Kepler, and so on, it came from their conviction that there was a creator. And C.S. Lewis summarized it beautifully by saying, men became scientific because they expected law in nature, and they expected law in nature because they believed in a lawgiver.
Yes.
So the biblical worldview has given us modern science. And therefore, you can compare that, if you like, with the atheist worldview. My problem is that Christianity and science sit very well together, but atheism and science do not.
No.
Because atheism undermines rationality. You can't even talk about reasonable if you cannot trust the human mind to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And atheism, by telling us in the end that the human mind is the end product of a mindless, unguided process, simply undermines the base of not only of science, but of all rational discourse. And a worldview that destroys the base for rational discourse, I don't find very impressive. So that's how I would start. Now, there are several different levels here. You ask reasons for believing in God. But part of my reason for believing in God is the evidence that comes via the Christian revelation.
Sure.
And of course, that's geared into history and into human experience. And those are two very big aspects of it. So I come at it from different directions because I feel that the evidence for the truth of Christianity is cumulative.
Yes.
And it builds up, and it has done that for me over life. So my conviction, the more I've exposed my convictions to often very hostile questioning, the stronger they've grown because I see the weakness of the atheist argument.